lot of people are dodging court in Multnomah County. New data shows that over the past 6 months, thousands of people simply didn't show up for their scheduled appearances.
It is a problem that is gumming up the criminal justice system and causing delays for victims seeking justice. Fox 12 investigative reporter Ezra Kaplan dug into the issue as he reported on Portland's most common crime, shoplifting.
At 8690, I just sent out a possible mail at home goes to might be collecting items.
It's a rainy Sunday, and Portland police officers are conducting a retail theft mission in Jansen Beach.
You know, there's a lot of larger retailers in that area that kind of chronically get hit by shoplifters.
Over the course of the 12-hour mission, officers arrested 19 people for theft. But since the county jail was already at capacity, almost all of those arrested were cited and released with a future court date.
Our job is basically to gather evidence that supports the arrest and refer that to the judicial system through the district attorney's office.
But once in the system, justice can be elusive. Fox 12 analyzed data from retail theft missions over the past 2 years and found that nearly half of those arrested never showed up for their first court date.
That's a serious issue in Multnomah County where defendants won't show up for court, warrants will be issued, they'll get picked up on a warrant, but instead of being arrested and held in jail, they'll be issued another citation to please appear 30 days from now, which the defendant won't do.
Adam Schenker is an attorney who works with companies like Walgreens, Fred Meyer, and Target to help prosecute alleged thieves.
And so I've seen dozens of cases with defendants who have 4, 5, 6 open criminal cases. They're being arrested and they're being told, please come to court a month from now, and they don't.
Over the past 6 months, there have been over 3,000 failures to appear in Multnomah County, and nearly 1,000 of those were for felony charges. That means in about 40% of cases, the defendant simply didn't show up.
Does Multnomah County stand out in terms of problems with failure to appear?
Yes, dramatically so, compared with Clackamas County, Washington County, Yamhill County, Polk County.
When someone doesn't show up for their court date, a judge can issue a warrant for their arrest, and prosecutors can up the ante by adding a formal charge of failure to appear. In 2024, Multnomah County issued 118 of those types of charges. Meanwhile, there were 315 in Washington County and 358 in Clackamas.
One, failure to appear is unacceptable, and 2 is just we need to be in there fighting and arguing that they are held in custody.
Multnomah County District Attorney Nathan Vasquez took over the office at the beginning of the year and says that he plans to more aggressively charge people with failure to appear.
But it's making sure that people understand that that they're going to be held accountable, and that, you know, trying to dodge court is not going to work.
A criminal justice system working to clamp down on crime, but struggling to get the criminals to show up for court. And one of the things that was brought up by the folks who I talked to was just how much failures to appear are a strain on an already slim resourced court system. Lawyers for both sides, as well as a judge, have to prepare and spend time and money getting ready for every hearing, whether or not the defendant shows up.
Well, let's talk about the businesses who are the victims here, big or small.
Absolutely.
How does them not showing up to court impact the victims?
Yeah, well, what it really does is it drags these things on, right? And so if you have this constant cycle of people not showing up to court, well, the victim here is the business,
right,
and they have to keep showing up. That takes time, that takes resources. If you're a big box, if you're a big conglomerate type business, maybe you have the resources to do that. If you're a small boutique or a mom and pop shop, you probably don't have the time and resources to actually
It's incredibly frustrating just to hear this.
Yeah.
So what's the solution?
Right.
Well, I mean, if you've got packed jails, what is law enforcement and what are prosecutors supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, what was really clear to me when we were doing this story is that the solution is complicated, because at almost every level throughout the criminal justice system here in Multnomah County, there's a problem, right? There's not enough public defenders. There's no space in jail. There's no accountability for folks pre-trial before they actually get to the courtroom. And so, you know, when we're talking to folks, and just to reiterate, this is something we're trying to dive into, and we're actually going to be doing a series of stories looking at what all these problems are and if there are any solutions. But what we've found is that, you know, there's a lot of inefficiencies, and the problems that we have are kind of making things continue to stay worse because there's not the resources to then make the investments that we need to make.
Just feels like people are going to do what they're going to do.
Very frustrating for the law-abiding citizens to feel like criminals just have free reign to get away with this stuff. All right, Ezra, thank you for looking
I look forward to
this.
what's to come as you take a deeper dive into this.
And more
we'll be staying
solutions.
on it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're trying to find the
Ezra.
solutions.
Yeah, thank you for this.
Thank you.